Hi everyone, my name is Audrey and welcome to my channel. Today I'm giving you my November TBR.
The same mistakes that I made when I was 16. Never thought of making money's feeling more like a pipe dream. I take 2 steps forward and 1,000 back. I shouldn't take this long to get my life on track. Yeah, I swear this basement's gonna be the death of me. So I cry out with a hollow voice, and I fade into the background noise. Cold enough, is this what it feels like? To grow up not knowing how to do anything right. Had big dreams when I was 17, but I've tried and tried and tried, and I just don't think I will ever figure out how to live life. How to live life. I remember what you said, Michael, don't quit your day job. Go to college with a loan that you're never gonna pay off. I'm running out of feelings and reasons to get up in the morning. I'm dreaming, but it all turns to nightmares, and I'm scared I might not wake up. Cold enough, is this what it feels like? To grow up not knowing how to do anything right. Had big dreams when I was 17, but I've tried and tried and tried, and I just don't think I will ever figure out how to live life. How to live life. Put up a fight, and I've broken to tears. Cause you know sometimes it can hurt so bad to be alive. No matter how hard I try. Had so much to say, but no one to call. So I poured my heart out to my full wide wall, screaming, nobody cares at all. Cold and numb, is this what it feels like? To grow up not knowing how to do anything right. Cold enough, is this what it feels like? To grow up not knowing how to do anything right. Had big dreams when I was 17, but I've tried and tried and tried, and I just don't think I will ever figure out how to live life. How to live life.
I'm remembering the first time I saw you. It's like you put me in a spell that's voodoo, and now I'm drowning in your love. Let's sail away. You got me caught up in a dream. thoughts in overdrive, my destination. And every time I'm with you, it's like a holiday. We could take back the night with a little more time. Take back the night with the rhythm alright. Take back the night with a little more time. Take back the night with a little more time. And just know whatever you do, I'll be right here waiting for you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'll be right here waiting for you.
So different setting than usual. I usually sit down for my TikTok videos, but I guess I'm sitting down for these videos as well. As you might know, my camera broke. So like, I don't know if I'm gonna get it fixed or not, or if I'm gonna buy a new one. I don't really have the funds right now to buy a new one. So like, we'll see how that goes. But for now, I'll have to film on my phone, which I really hate, but we're gonna roll with it. And I don't want to change all of my tripod and stuff, so like, this is the setup that we're gonna deal with for now. So anyways, October was not as great as I was expecting it to be. I've had a lot to deal with, and I still do a bit. Again, I'm still sick after 3 weeks. I'm just so over being sick. My voice hasn't gone back yet. I still have a runny nose, and I still cough, and it's yeah, not fun times. But I'm getting back into it slowly. And yeah, we have a lot of personal stuff that we're dealing with as well. My son has been sick too all weekend, so one day at a time, I guess. I've been looking at my Goodreads challenge, and I'm now at 32 books read for 2022, and I had a goal to read 52 books. So that means I need to read 10 books per month in order to achieve that goal, which is like a huge amount for me. I don't think that I'm going to be able to manage that, but I'm still very motivated, and I'm not giving up yet. We're gonna try. So far, we're now the 8th of November. I know I'm filming this late, but I haven't finished a book yet in November, so it's not going great so far. But I'm going to make a plan so that I make sure I read as much as possible every day. It's gonna work. I'm really hopeful and very excited though to get into these books. So I'm gonna stop rambling now and talk to you about the books I want to read. So since I haven't read most of the books I had in my October TBR, I'm going to roll most of them into my November TBR. So there's a lot of them that I won't be talking about because I have been talking about them for a while now on my TBRs, but I have added some new ones, so you'll see. It's fine. So right now I'm currently reading 3 books technically, but I haven't touched the other 2 books for a while. But right now I'm into House of Hollow, which I'm trying to finish. I only have 100 pages left of this one, and I'm really enjoying it. It's fast-paced, and I am really intrigued, and I do want to know what happens next, and like, what's the mystery behind these disappearances. We still don't know. There are some things that are revealed and that are just stranger and stranger the more you get into the book, which I'm really enjoying. So yeah, I'm excited to finish this one. I'm thinking it's going to be between a 4 and a 5, maybe a 5. It will depend how I think it's gonna end, but so far I'm really loving it. So yeah, I'm also in the middle of Burning God by R.F. Kuang, which I really want to get to finish. I think I'm a third through, or 40% through. I'm really enjoying this. I don't want this to end because I love this trilogy so much, but I do need to like have closure with this series, with this trilogy, and I'm really enjoying it. I haven't picked it up for a while, I think for 2 months, but I do want to finish it before the end of the month. So there's this one. The next one I'm in the middle of is The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, which I haven't picked up for even longer than The Burning God. And this one I'm only 50 pages through. So I do want to finish this one by the end of the month as well. Since I've started it, I do need to kind of get in the mood of sci-fi in order to pick this up. And I haven't been much in a sci-fi mood recently, which is why I haven't picked it up the last couple of months. But I'm gonna try and make like maybe a chapter here and there and make sure I get some progress, like even if it's slow progress, at least I can get a bit of progress through it. I forgot I have another book that I'm currently reading, and it is a Celeste Ng book, which is for my Secret TBR, which I'm not going to be talking about because Secret TBR. This one, I know I've been talking about Secret TBR for a very, very long time. And don't worry, I only have like 2 books left to read in order to upload that and edit that footage and all that stuff. I am going to make it my goal to upload that video by the end of the year. So before the end of December, I'll be uploading that video. Like, no worries. I am going to show you that video soon. So I still have 2 arcs as well that I need to read by the end of this year. Well, before that, if you're considering the publishing date, but I won't make it before the publishing date. But still, I do need to read these as fast as possible. And the first one is Black Forest by Adine Laramie. I chose this book because of the cover, and that's it. That's all I know. I think I started reading like the first page, and then my reader just froze. And because for some reason the battery went out, even if like it said and it displayed that it still had batteries. Like, I don't get it. And then I tried to close it while charging it, and I accidentally reset my whole reader. So there's that, unfortunately. But it's all good. I'm gonna read it soon. I don't know what it's about much. It's supposed to be a horror thriller type of story, and I think there's something about the disappearance and something happens in the forest. Honestly, honestly, I don't remember what it's about, but it should be a fun time. I don't have high expectations for this one because on Goodreads the ratings are pretty low, but I don't mind. We're gonna read it nonetheless. And yeah, second and last arc I have for this year is Yesterworld, which is the second book of Downworld by Rebecca Phelps. I've read Downworld, I think, last year. I enjoyed it. It is a Wattpad book, and it does kind of read like a Wattpad book, but I still really much enjoyed my reading experience. So when the marketing people reached out to me to ask me if I wanted to review the second book, I was very happy, and yeah, I was glad to pick up the second book. I didn't think there was going to be a sequel, so I was surprised, but I'm still happy to get back into this world. It's a thriller-ish kind of book, and it's about like other dimensions and traveling through those dimensions and how it affects your original dimension and all that stuff. So very interesting. I love the first one, so very excited to get into the second one. And I think this one gets published I think it's the 6th of December, and if I'm not mistaken, Black Forest gets published early November. I think it's getting published like now, if it hasn't been published already. So next we have, as always, the buzzword, which is any word, any title with a word ending with ing. So for that prompt, I'm going to be reading Catching Fire. I've been trying to read this book for a long time because I'm rereading the Hunger Games trilogy. I've read the first book a while back, a couple of months ago, I think. I'm going to reread the second book, the third book. So the third book as well, which I was trying to read for the buzzword of October because it was animals and creatures, but I didn't manage to get to it, obviously. So yeah, I'm going to try to read these two books. And then in order to finally read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, because this one I haven't read yet, and I do want to get to it, but I wanted to reread the whole trilogy first. So I don't have high expectations for this one. I've heard a lot of meh reviews, but I still want to read it nonetheless, even if I'm not expecting myself to give this more than 3 or 4 stars. But yeah. Then I also want to read the books I had planned for other buzzwords, which is The Darkening by Sunya Mara, which could also work for the ING prompt, but since it was for, I think it was September because of dark, I'm gonna keep it for the dark prompt. I do keep tabs on which buzzword I've read throughout the whole year, even if I didn't read it like in the exact month I was supposed to read it. So yeah, there's that. This is a Fairloot edition book. It's a YA fantasy, and I don't remember much, but I think there's a lot of political stuff and powers and war between political parties and like who's going to have power with the queen and stuff like that. So really excited to get to it, and I love this cover so much. So yeah. I also had Shadow and Bone on that buzzword, and I do want to get to it finally because I do want to watch the TV show. I have been wanting to watch that show for a very long time. Haven't gotten to it because I did read Six of Crows, the duology, but I haven't read the Shadow and Bone trilogy. So I want to get to this one, at least the first one, so I can get to the TV show. And that also worked for the dark prompt buzzword. The next book I'm rolling into, the next books from October that I'm rolling into November is The Diviners, which is a reread by Libba Bray, and Lair of Dreams, which is not a reread. I am going to be rereading the first one in order to read this one because it's been a very long time since I've read it, I think 2 years ago. So yeah, this was for Halloween vibes. It's a thriller horror in the 1920s, and it also has magic in it, and I loved the first book so much. It was so creepy, so scary, and I really, really loved it, and I do want to get to the second book and move on into the series. There are 4 books in the series, and I do want to eventually finish them all. So yeah, I do want to get to these ones. I won't be mad if I don't finish them before the end of the year, but I do have them on my radar for sure. So for all of the other books that I really want to pick up, there is The Inheritance Game, which is the first book of the trilogy. I haven't picked it up yet, but it's like the second one that I'm gonna pick up after House of Hollow. I do want to like speed read House of Hollow before I actually pick up some more books. But this is one I've been wanting to pick up really soon and quickly lately, and I don't know why. I just really want to pick it up, and I'm in this mood for this. I'm in the mood for it, I guess, and I probably am going to be reading more books at a time. Right now, I'm actively reading only one book, but I usually tend to actively read between 4 and 6 books. So after House of Hollow, I'm definitely picking up some more books and reading more books at a time. I know I'm scattering myself when I do that, but I'm just thinking that like mood reading is maybe going to help me read more, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna try it, and we'll see. And then maybe I'll just manage to read just one book at a time. We'll see how that goes. But really excited about this one. Knives Out style. This girl that inherits a huge fortune from this old man that she doesn't know, and the family is not happy about it. There's a lot of mysteries going on in there, and we're gonna try to find out what it's all about. Sounds very interesting. It's very popular. Heard great things, and I'm really excited to get into it. Another one that I really want to pick up is Kingdom of Copper. For me, winter is close to is a great time to pick up fantasy. I've read The City of Brass not too long ago this year, and I loved it so much. I was so surprised at how much I loved it. I was expecting a great read when I picked it up because I've heard so much about it, but I loved it like so much. It's one of my favorites, probably one of my favorites of the year. And I really want to pick up the second book, and it reads fast. I remember the first book, I read it pretty fast for a fantasy book, and I just love it so much. And I really, really enjoyed it. So I want to get on with the trilogy and continue on. So there's that. So yeah. Also lately, I've been in a mood for a lot of Sherlock Holmes. Yes. I've read the series the Sherlock Holmes series, which is a retelling in modern day YA following a descendant of Holmes and Watson. I did enjoy it, but I mean, it's not like the best series ever. I didn't like the ending that much. I didn't find myself not wanting to put the book down. Yeah, it was an okay read, but I was impressed with it. But I'm a huge fan of the Sherlock, the BBC series with Benedict Cumberbatch. I love that series so much, and I'm currently rewatching it. And I was watching Enola Holmes 2 lately. That's what got me into the mood of like rewatching Sherlock and reading it. So yeah, I do have a copy, which is a full leather bound copy of the Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. It's not like the full, all of the adventures. There are a lot from what I understand in here. So from what I'm getting from the contents, it looks like there's like a lot of adventures, 12 adventures. So 12 cases, I guess. I don't know if they're all like they all happen in order chronologically, but I do have these and I do want to read them. I am a bit scared because it's a classic that I'm gonna find them hard to read, but I'm in such a mood to read these. I'm just gonna pick it up and try it out. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this by like the end of the year. I don't think so. It's probably gonna be a book I'm gonna carry around into 2023, but I'm excited to pick it up. It's probably something that I'm gonna be reading like one chapter here and there. The writing is quite small as well, so there's that. But there is like a huge margin space as well, so it's not too bad, not as bad as the Lord of the Rings books, but still really excited about this. I also want to read Liquid by Megan Giddings, which I've been wanting to read for Halloween because it's a thriller horror type of book, by a Black author, and I've heard so many great things about this book. I've heard like it was amazing, and I've been trying to read it for a while now, and it's been on a couple of my TBRs. So I'm going to try and prioritize this one for the end of the year as well, which is on my reader. So that makes it a total of 17 books on my TBR. It's ridiculous, I know. I am going to try to make the most of it. We'll see. Bets are open to see how many books I actually managed to read. We shall see. Let me know if you've read any of these books. What are your thoughts on them? Which one should I start with first? Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video. And I will see you soon in the next one. Bye.